Coin is going to zero.
What's up, guys? And wrong screen, of course. Let's get right here really quickly, guys. Really quickly, let's go to the charts. I'm gonna be shouting you out right now, but there's something happening at this point. We have our first candle body and wick in the profits, and the thing wants to go the other way around, so we need to move our stop to entry right now. Is the time. It's happening live. So whenever you ask, hey, when, well, this is how to. Let's go to the charts. Come with me, and then we come back and say hi and everything that we need to do, right? But let's go and check that out. Let's not miss this part. All right, guys, very quickly right here, we got PENGU. Remember PENGU, we were talking about an entry here. We have two entries on PENGU here. We had our first entry right around, there we go, the 0.33, and then we have another entry right down below. Oh no, that was the other one. Sorry, my bad. And we have yeah, that was basically the only one. I am a little confused with what was it, TAO or useless? No, I don't remember. We got it right here. We'll see that. Nevertheless, right now we have our first entry right here. All right, after we're going up, perfect first candle here, and then right now we just close our first body and week candle at profits. Guys, move it to entry. Can we get stopped out? Yes, absolutely. Have we taken profits already? No, we haven't. But this is how we roll. We need to be careful about this one. I really want to be very cautious through right now. Gonna be closing some trades. We got many trades open, and we have most of those are on, or all of those are on profits. We're gonna be taking some profits today because, well, all-time highs. Usually we short all-time highs until we have a breakout continuation. Guys, remember, PENGU Trade right now. If you have it open on the same area I have, all right, go move your stop to entry, and let's go and let's get started one more time here. All right, guys, sorry for that quick starting here. Sorry to get you all stressed out and stuff, but it just happened. I also needed to move my stop to entry as we were starting. I just did it on my end, and that's why we started like 1 minute late, right? But still, if you haven't, I just wanted to keep that call as fast as possible, not to leave you hanging, and then well, then coming back around and saying, hey, you know what, you had, well, you know, like if it's happening right now, let's do it right now, right? So let me get started with you guys, because you guys are the most important part of Monday. Of course, we have Alexandra G. What's up, Alexandra? Thank you so much for all that you do on the channel, in the chapters. Really appreciate it. And of course, being hot queen of Piper Academy. Really love it. Thank you, my friend. Really thank you. Hey, Speed, what's up, bro? By the way, very sorry for that. You know what we're talking about. I got it, or I read it too late throughout the day, but I promise I'll try to keep an eye on it. But welcome, Speed. Welcome. Great to have you around, my friend. Glad that you are here. Duality C, hey, what's up, bro? Coin Mindset and their viewers just joined. Hey, what's up? Crypto Mindset and their viewers, welcome. Shout out to you guys. We also have Gare. Let's fucking go, says Gare. What's up, Gare? What's up, people? Welcome. Please, Ritz, what's up? Good morning, OC. Good morning to you. Good evening, sorry. Chris. By the way, guys, hopefully the last weekend I was not feeling that great. You know that I suffer from migraines. By the way, shout out to Kelly. She pulled out a medicine that I actually forgot the name of it. So I've been living with the Sidekick medicine for migraines, and thank you for that. Really made my trip to the pharmacy worth it. So thank you, Kelly. Thank you for that advice. So LFG, Kelly, hey, shout out to you. We also have, oh, it's me. We also have, who else we got here? Kelly, of course, double shout out. We have, what else? Corp. What's up, brother? Welcome. Great to have you around, my friend. Hope you're having a good evening. Absolutely. Crypto Billy, what's up, brother? Welcome. By the way, Crypto Billy, if you play some games, let me know which games you play, and maybe we can set up something for the weekend. Friday after the show, we're gonna be doing some gaming session. I promise you guys that this time, no migraine, no counter times. My house battery are charged up. Well, hopefully everything plays out nicely, and we're going forward with the gaming session. Trading and gaming, of course. Who else we got in here? Jay Violet, what's up, Jay Violet? Great to have you. Also in the earlier session, really appreciate you stopping by. Jesse, what's up? I know it is like what 4 a.m. where you are. Thank you so much, Jesse, for being here. I know it is a little late where you are. Thank you for spending a little of your time. So guys, should be 750 PM raid. Let's go. Let's do it. Crypto coin mindset raid. Let's get it. Also got Chris Reeds, double shout out. What's up? Trading Tuition, gaming buddy. What's up, brother? Welcome. Great to have you here. Crypto, of course. Crypto coin mindset. What's up, bro? Thank you for forwarding to the show. Really get it, my friend. Who else we got in here? We also have All Set. We have Melissa, Mountain Man. What's up, Mountain Man? What's up? All Set, how's it going, bro? By the way, if you didn't know, All Set is the one carrying us all while playing Halo. So, my older gaming buddy right here. What's up, brother? Welcome and thank you for stopping by. Oh man, I have almost hunting me and done. Hopefully. All right, so who else we got in here? Hobby Horizon, what's up, brother? Welcome, Mountain Man. Hey, DGT, what's up, bro? I saw you today in the early session. Great to have you back in here. And man, guys, you are fantastic. Retro Mind Tech for it, man. Have some coffee with, of course, with orange juice. Absolutely. Duality C, welcome. All right, guys. So, quick reminder, click that like button. It really helps with the algorithm. It costs nothing and really appreciate it. So let's go take a look at now our setups. Let's go over what are we going to be taking some profits. Spoiler alert, I already have. All right. So if you haven't, we're going to check that out really quickly. So let's go to the chart. Let's get started with the AERO. AERO 50% out. We have actually had, there we go, our AERO crossing right here. For what is it? We're on 1.20. We were looking for this entry. Perfect, played out very nicely. In fact, you can see that we were having our stop loss a little bit lower, compensating for a possible shoot downwards right down there. And well, right now we are on the top areas. I know we're not at the very top, still take some profits out. Remember right here we were talking about, and then there we go, AERO 1.03. we were talking about having another half of an entry. That did not happen. We're fine with this. Let's move our stop to entry. All right. And well, let's take some profits. Next area of taking profits on AERO, Aerodrome. So we have made a fantastic, by the way, breakout on the quantum reactor. It's purple. It's not gray, which means we have a little bit of a higher certainty that we're having a breakout, and we're gonna be looking for breakout support continuation. Let's get it. Next area, next stop is gonna be right here, order block wagon. Let's see if we have an actual order block in here. Well, we have a resistance bouncing off that resistance, and we don't have a order block, but look at this. We do have an order block on our bouncing zones. So let's move this a little bit lower. By the way, if you're not on AERO, you can start jumping in here when the price action gets here. Let's add another alert. And well, then let's see if that goose gets played out. Goose head. Remember, goose head, especially above the 0 line, it means little retracement. We already got that little retracement. Further move to the upside, and then bigger retracement. All right. So seems like we're gonna make it. Don't trust the markets. Don't trust the markets. All right. I know we're pretty excited, but that is exactly why we're taking profits right now. Okay. Don't trust the markets. They're coming for you. All right. Don't let them reach out and take your money. All right. Don't let them do it. Don't let them take it for you. So, Patricio Marquez, what's up? Welcome. Welcome. Great to have you around. Let's get it. What's up? Miss you all too, bro. Hello, hello. What is up? Oh, happy birthday. Who's happy birthday? Who's Metro Mike Tech? Happy birthday. Really? Really? Man, I don't have, let me see. I don't have happy birthday, but let me see. Let me see if that plays out. No, it doesn't. All right, let me see if I can change that for a second. Can't. Sound effect is not routed. All right, well then, it's just a Mexican kind of like tun turun turun tun tun. So happy birthday, my friend. I know it's not the happy birthday song, but for being around, that one more year of your life, you know. Let's get it. Oh, by the way, the time that we have a birthday, please tag me so we can shout them out in here. Yeah, part of the show. So, not the MM. What am I missing? All right, so let's get it. Remember, do not trust the markets right now. We are in all-time highs. Things might be looking a little bit. Happy birthday in Spanish for us. I don't know, man. I don't know. Come on, don't make me do that. By the way, just so you know, I was in a band when I was young. All right, I still have my electric guitar, right? But they always wanted me to sing because I was the most talkative, right? A little bit shy, but most talkative, the most nerd and talkative. But the thing is that I'm not good at singing. I'm just not good at singing. Guys, believe me, I tried. And the sounds that came out of this mouth, dude, they're out of this earth. It sounds like an alien screaming, bro. Really, not good. And I did my best. I promise I tried. I cannot tell you. I'm just not made for singing, man. But happy birthday. Happy birthday. We'll leave that for maybe when I use autotune. I promise, all right? But for that, members for 20 mod. All right, so shout out to BONK OC. maybe, all right, maybe when you get me drunk, I'll sing something, not in a karaoke, because I'm dude, like, I don't know if storytelling right now, man. I don't know if I should. Let's leave the storytelling for Friday, right? College times. I don't want to say it, but I don't want to say it because first, it's very irresponsible. Second, I don't know if my parents are watching and I don't want to disappoint them, but I think you know what's coming. And not drinking and driving, all right? Dude, I have so many freaking stories. But yeah, all right. Let's go after that. That's storytelling for after. So I can do many stuff, not singing. Well, when I'm drunk, maybe not with a not with a microphone, but I'll sing, especially if it's tequila, and or Jagermeister. Ooh, buddy, Jagger really gets me going, my friend. That's fantastic. Okay, OC says. Love it. All right, so story time, says Melissa. Well, let's just say that I taught my friends, right, that if you're drunk and you just need to get home and you're not that drunk, remember, it's not the road changing, it is just your mind. So keep your eyes straight, open, and your hands on the wheel. And remember, what is moving is your head, not the road. All right, so other than that, Feliz cumpleaños, Retro Mike says, let's go. Other than that, don't do it, guys. Very irresponsible, freakishly dangerous, and you can get into a lot of trouble for lives. Not because cops, not because of that, but because, you know, like life consequences when you cannot react with your five senses. Just saying, it was a little town. Everybody knows each other. Kind of like that. Was not a really. I'm not gonna get into it. I think that's it, right? But don't drink and drive. Perfect. Yeah, just orange juice. Once again, the road is not moving. It's just your head. All right, let's get it. Take profits, AERO guys. Take some profits. Don't close your positions and shit if you don't want to. Of course, I'm not going to close my position right here. I just moved my stop to entry right before the show, just so you know, guys. And well, let's fucking go. Says no, man, no. And move stop to entry, and we'll see how that reacts. All right. The scenario where we get stopped out, there is a scenario where we get stopped out, basically coming to the loud auto block, bouncing up, getting us out of it, and then moving forward. Well, then in that case, we're gonna be either performing once again a 1/4 of an entry right below, somewhere around 113, but we already have our first alert right here being set up. So far, so good. All right, so let's keep it as let's go to Solana. Solana, we were talking, today I was talking about a possible trade. Remember, this one is already gone. Let's just get rid of it so I don't get confused. All right, let's save it. And here's the thing. We are ranging. We all know that, all right? We have a little bit of a trend line in here, right? This one right there, right? And if I push it over, you see that it also coincides with this area. Let me just clean this up for a little bit here, right? It's just too much of a noise. And let's also save this stuff, and we're going to be recycling a couple of alerts. This alert right here on the trend line, and of course the trend line needs to be locked, and we're going to be adding an alert. Yo, there's two ways that we can handle this one. I was expecting it to go up, breakout, retest, continuation. Did not happen. Let's just get rid of these things, but I'm still aiming for a possible entry. So far, we have a very close, extremely close. All right, well, let's just get rid of that. Yeah, delete. Not longer. We're not longer gonna be looking into it. Right? We have that box. By the way, we need to remember that box because of this order blocking here. But right now, we have a a flat top triangle. All right. I mean, it is close. I mean, if we're really obsessed with this, I would say that we have a rising wedge. Rising wedges tend to break to the downside. Flat tops triangles, they trend to, right? But nonetheless, I just have been hearing everyone saying, hey, altcoin season, altcoin season, altcoin season. So let's roll, not because we're on altcoin season. We're not. We are not on altcoin season. But let's roll with the sentiment, right? I'm going to be calling out that we might be able to break to the upside. If we do, well, then we want to be already into a long. All right. Something against that, it is, look at here. We already have a flip of the ribbon. We have a bearish divergence, and we're getting to that support zone. What is the support? The trend line. Not only the trend line, here we go. We have a support line and a liquidity zone right down here. Not only that, we also have, there we go, a predictive range, and to my right, an area of smart money entry. It's not exactly what I wanted it to be, right? But it's right there. So maybe a fake out could be going back down here. We're going to be going for a long positioning here, a quarter of a position. This is one of the areas that I said, you know what? I'm expecting a failure, right? But I won't let go of this big support area. It has too much confluence for me to let go. Although what I'm looking in here seems like we are going downwards, right? So once again, what is the deal? Don't want to lose it. Wait for confirmation. What's going to be your confirmation? Well, coming back up. Triangle. Or bouncing off in here on the way up to the top of the triangle. And then holding that long, right? Maybe one candle or two. But at this point, once again, I'm going to be going for, as we hit the trend line, I'm going to go in with a quarter of ups, right? So let's go for that long here. Remember, stop loss right below the previous low. Give yourself that little bit of a wiggle room. You're going to be aiming at the very first resistance above the trading top. And I think that's it. Let's just mark that this is going to be a high danger or highly dangerous. Danger. Robinson. one quarter, right? So that's it. Gonna leave this as is. Let's not get too greedy. Let's go check out. Hey, RBT, what's up, guys? Welcome, welcome. Have you guys around. By the way, guys, not for you to for you guys to remember, we already have moved our stop to entry in Pengu, and well, we're taking half of it. Doesn't matter if it's just a $1, guys. Take it, take it, take it. Right? Not financial advice. That's what I did. Right? So we're not making $1 million in this trade, and that's not the intention. But if we get stopped at least we want to have money on. So let's go to Solana. This is what I'm expecting with Solana. Let's save this and let's get rid of it. Dogecoin, guys, we are on profits. Move entry, all right. And this is the one that I was confusing with Pengu, all right, because at Pengu we had right here a possible scenario for a next entry, which not happened, but we called that out the previous class, so that's why I was a little confused on this. But 1 second. There we go. But it was Dogecoin. Let me show you because I did this on the morning chart prime class. Remember, this was our secondary entry and our stop loss was right here. Our stop loss. What happened with the price action? Came down. Look at where it came to. A horizontal right there. And let me get rid of this to make sure that I am the right horizontal. Look at this, man. Look at that, brother. Right, so did not hit our entry, our secondary entry. That would have put us downwards way lower at an entry somewhere around 0.25. That would have been a fantastic, phenomenal entry. So the analysis was correct. The actual in point, it was just for what? I mean, 0.5%. I don't know, it's for Dogecoin. I think it's gonna be somewhat high. Yeah, almost 0.5%, right? But it is what it is. After we complain, we just take on whatever the market gives. Right? So far, good. Let me just get rid of this. You already are in profits. All right. So remember, after all of this up and down, because we were waiting for that next possible entry right down here. Well, then went up, back down, and then our first body and wick on green. Our stop to entry and taking 50% out. Same, guys, don't trust the markets right now. In fact, you already have it 50% out of here, and we just keep on grinding this. This comes back down to our next support. We're gonna be re-entering for that next support. Nonetheless, keep an eye that this beautiful goose head. It's in the right zone. It has its little halo at the top. It's making that beautiful peak, right? So at the end of the peak, it should be the end of the retracement. Let's see if we have some support and resistance right down there. And seems like it's a little bit too tight. Look at that, a little bit tight right here, somewhere around. Let me see, my volume is low. If I can fix that, let me know. All right, right here on the 0.25. Let's see if we have anything else in there. I mean, that is our quantum reactor. Yep, we have a little bit higher, but trend line. Sorry, as a support zone right here. Perfect. That will align with the goose head peak. So that will be a little retracement. Further move to the upside. You see my alert. Look at that, my alert, 0.27. And then further or bigger retracement to the trend line. Which trend line? Shout out to Chart Prime. Look at that. If I turn this on. Oh, where is it? Where are you? There you go. If I turn that on and close everything, look at this beautiful trend line that is automated. Plotted here. All right, so guys, reminder, click that like button. Really helps with the algorithm. Other than that, let's move into the next one. Jen, what's up? Welcome. All right, good night, Keith. All right, Keith, my buddy. Great to have you around, my friend. All right, so let's go and take a look at the next one, Pengu. Let's just get rid of Pengu, of course. Let's save this one and TAO. Ooh, TAO, guys. All right, spoiler alert. Here's the thing. I know you might not be able to track every single trade that we do, all right, or every single last minute adjustment that we do, right? So we were calling for this possible trade, TAO, previous weekend, all right, Friday. And well, then throughout the morning market report, I mentioned, all right, so again, mea culpa, it is that I was going to be waiting for the end of this candle. This candle have now created a fair value gap, right? So right here, it should have been our entry. Then why is it right down here? The exact point, or almost exactly the point that you ended up to show in the morning market report. That's because I regretted just waiting for that. And I took, well, it's not that I regret it, I decided to take on the risk. Why was that? Because I was also looking, let's go to Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin at that time. All right. The Bitcoin, by the way, we are still riding the break of structured trade. Come on, I just saw you. Here it is. Remember, we took this break of structured trade. We're still riding with the last 25%. And at that point, there we go. We were making a push to the next break of structured trade right here. All right. So having said that, well, getting a little bit of more FOMO, I was actually expecting to be all the way here. In fact, if you guys remember, I was saying, you know what, I think that it's almost guaranteed that by the end of this week, we're going to be taking the 128. All right. I could be wrong, but I still stand behind it. I believe, not because I know, it's just that feeling, right? That it's basically already taken, given that we're going to hit the 128. Why? If we have the quote-unquote blow off top, we're going to get a lot of people jumping in here after the all-time highs. And then guess what? The big, huge retracement that we need for then to range a little bit, create our higher low. Now our professional entry here, and off we go, right? So it's not that it's going to play it out the way that I like, all right? But it has played out in this the same scenario many times. So that's what I'm expecting, right? So expecting this throughout the morning took me to say, you know what? If we're doing that great on on Bitcoin, TAO could be running. Let's go for that entry with the risk, right? Nonetheless, if you did not took this trade with me on the morning market, sorry, on the sharp run session, that is fine. That means that you took it right here on your candle close candle entry. So we hit resistance, your first candle body in the green. You take your profits in here, you move your stop to entry, and that's the end of story. All right. Depending on what is your scenario, regardless, I think better said, regardless what is your scenario, right? Oh, don't move that. All right, move your stop to entry right now. All right. Take 50% out if you haven't taken it, all right? And not financial advice, it's just what I did up in here, all right? And we're gonna be following any of these lines. If we get right now, which seems to be the one that we're gonna follow, this one here, all right? Most likely we're gonna have a big retracement, something like that, all right? Maybe a 50% retracement. Let's take a look at this. And remember, since we created a fair value gap from here to there, the center of that fair value gap, the 50% line of that fair value gap, usually gets taken based on the fair value gap theory. All right. So let's still use some Fibonacci's here. Let's draw from this bottom to this top in here. And where is our 50%? Right here. Almost exactly. Look at that. It's actually between the golden pocket right here and the beginning of this line. So right at the center, almost perfectly aligned, we have our 50% retracement. All right, so the purpose of this is to rise. If we get stopped out at profits, we look for our oscillator. But remember, the same thing's happening here. The goose hit, and that's why we're taking just 50% out and not closing the trade and re-entering the 50% retracement. Why are we not, once again, why are we not closing fully this trade and then coming back in here? It is because of the goose hit. The goose hit right here is just so perfect that I believe that we're gonna go somewhere around here, and then we can do this. All right, and then the bigger retracement. All right, a bigger retracement, and then a continuation. So far, we're gonna follow the worst case scenario, which is this one. but still we need to cover ourselves for whatever might be happening. So if you don't know how much to take out, it should call a number, man. I mean, how much can you take without being too little? 50, right? 50%. How little can you take without being too much? It's the same, 50, 50. 50 is the magic number. All right, so that's it. Take some profits if you want to. I already have. Move your stop to entry and let's enjoy those profits. All right, PNB. PNB did it perfectly. We were expecting for that. Remember, we were expecting it from here. We're expecting it here. So breakout retest. Let's wait for that flag out. I was saying, right? Right here, flag out, guys. Flag out, guys. Look at that. Breakout retest continuation. Same deal, guys. Take profits, please. Move your stop to entry. And finally, dude, and I'm so pissed at this. Useless. Useless. We talked about useless on Friday, right? Useless. Here we go. I was expecting for an entry right here. Did not went to that entry. Come the F up. Look at that. Same deal. Right? Look at this. It was just a 3% shy. Come on. Come on. And man, that was such a juicy. Look at that. I mean, that was a juicy trade. 43. Dude, I missed on a 430, 36 gains trade, man. That's what I'm so freakishly mad at this. But once again, it is what it is. All right. The useless, freaking useless. But analysis was pinpoint great. I mean, everything played out as we were expecting. Right now, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. We're gonna be looking for that retest. Let me add my indicators here. Let me clear this up. Right, something important is looking at this trend line right here, from this high all the way down here. So we can go through this, and this one right there. Let's look it. Let's add a second point to make it a little bit thicker. And then, well, we're going for a retest. Let's see how back inside we could going. I think that we could retest this area without being all right. And then aiming for a next one. All right. Why? Because this trend line, I mean, it's missing some highs like this one right here, right? We could actually create a little gap there. Like, for example, let me show you. Like if I take this high, this high, this high, and maybe this high like this, look at that. Maybe we can, or even like here. Where can I? Something like this. I will be going through a much higher average scenario range, right? So that means that I come back to the range and then continue, right? So, well, let's not jump into that wagon for now. Let's just leave it as is. Let's bring up anything else that we have, right? Like, for example, support and resistances. So, look at this. Where are our supports? Right there, right? What else we have in here? Predictive range. So, gaining stuff out of no. Here it goes. Support. Predictive range. Money flow POC and another predictive range, right? Money flow POC. And I would say that's it. Let's just go for the FIVP. That target, it is up here, but we first need to break our retest continue. Where is our POC? Right there. So we have two possible re-entries right here and right there. And depending on which one it hits with a flip of the ruler or a continuation, which once again looks to be a goose hit. All right, so I'm gonna go for this possible entry right there, right? And I'd rather it be a little bit late on this one than a little bit too early. So let's keep our entry set like that. All right, so useless. I'm gonna be hunting you, bro. All right, another one. Oh no, yeah, I want to save. All right, another thing that I want to go over, it is JASMY. Looking at JASMY for a little while, right? JASMY had a breakout, very vanilla breakout. We're still within the range, right? It's time that it really wanted to break through, right? Look at the difference between the previous area or the previous ribbon hit on the zero line, which was very red, right? Now it's green, it's trying to break through, but right now it's curving, it's curling back down. I still think that we could be having this retrace, breakout, retest, and then it continue. So on the way up, we're going for it, right? We can still come in here. Let's actually move it to the bottom of this area. And that is because, where is it? There we go. Right here, we have another support line. I think that being that we're flagging out so close to that resistance or that support, we can maybe do something like that, right? So I believe that we could be going up again. Don't trust the markets. Be careful. Quarter of the entries. Don't go 100x all the wallet, right? Be careful, be patient, and be responsible. It doesn't matter if you need to wait. That good trade is gonna come, right? That good trade that you said, hey, I see it clearly, I see it cleanly, right? It's time for me to risk it, because remember, we're just not, this is not a movie, right? This is not a movie when you go all in and then you absolutely nailed it, right? That's what most of the famous last words on betting comes from. All right, so Ale, what's up? Can you look at BONK? Absolutely. Uh, let's go to BONK. I know I have it right here because I was looking at it to go Saturday. On where are you, BONK? Just very close to here. Here it is. All right, BONK still was doing the same up range. Areas of entry as we have flipped the ribbon. In fact, we already have one. Let's just keep that in mind. At this point, we are trying to break to the resistance. There's nothing to do here. You don't buy resistance, do you? I mean, do you buy resistances? Do you buy resistances? Do you buy resistances? Well, this case would have played out, but most cases we don't buy resistance. So what is your gaming rate or the game for now? Let this goose head develop. When you see the peak, that would be the end of that goose head, most likely at this trend line right here. So that trend line could actually work very well like this. And you know that right now you can see that I'm going a little bit more extreme or more diverging out of the chart primes one. But chart primes is trying to catch this bottom, averaging down this area, which is smart to be honest, but we already have it drawn. The area of possible entry is gonna be here if we have that goose head and then flip to the upside. I'm not gonna be trading BONK, so just so you know, right? But that is your analysis. Have fun with it, my friend. Have fun and be responsible, right? Be responsible. So, OC FARTCOIN BONK broke out. Let's watch it. Watching for a retest, maybe? Yeah, absolutely. By the way, the LDO, man, that was a stuff, right? But still broke up, man. But whatever. We're looking into this. Let's just get rid of this. This one stopped out. That was last week, but still a good area to be looking for. By the way, LDO looking for that retracement back to these areas, maybe a possible long. And then let's go for FARTCOIN. Let's take a look at FARTCOIN. 4 hours. Ooh, all right. Breaking out. We are breaking above dynamic reactor on the trend line in this support. That is a very nice area to go for a retest, breakout, retest, continuation. Let's just wait for this. This is not a goose head. Let's just wait for it to develop, just like in here. Seems like a goose head, all right. And right here, we're gonna be maybe going for a long in here or there. How do we know? Looking at our oscillator, when we're critically low, close to the area of support. Let's lock this. Let's add an alert, and of course, let's add an alert right in the dynamic reactor. Right, very nice call right there, Kelly. Thank you for that advice, for that heads up. Really appreciate it. Seth, what's up? FARTCOIN has enough. What? Has enough? I need to go higher. Gas behind it to go. I don't know, man. Only if he had structure. But right now, we're breaking. The structure will be break or retest, holding the support. That's it. What is the support? Either 0.70 or 0.64. If we held that zone, yes, we will. But if not, we might be able to go a little bit lower. But still, I think that we're gonna get it like somewhere in between those two areas, right? I would not be suggesting quarter and quarter, and that is because FARTCOIN it's a meme coin, right? So we don't want to be very invested. Got it, man. Love it. Oh, I see what you did there. Sorry, man. A little distracted, but yes, sorry for that. By the way, if I would have caught it, I would have laughed my ass of it. It has enough gas to go. Yes, it does. Seth, sorry, my friend. I killed your joke. I long FARTCOIN from 64. Let's go. From 64. There we go. Right. So make sure you take some profits. Right now, you're in taking profit zones, Kelly. Maybe 50, 25%. Move to stop to entry. Might be a good idea. You see, I also think I got it. Not the only one. I know, man. I'm sorry. We are Alexander G and I. We are on like I don't know how you call it when you're distracted land. I don't know, man. But I know it was a good one. To be honest, I killed it. Sorry, bro. Oh man. All right, so that is gonna be it for today. We already had taken profit on, what is it, 4+ trades, including BNB. No, that was a 5th trade, all right, BNB. 4 without including BNB. I think that's more than enough, all right. Same deal with Bitcoin. We should be on the last 25%, all right. But other than that, guys, let's keep it clean. Today's Monday, right? Monday, usually we have some fake outs, and that is what is worrying me. Remember what I mentioned at the beginning of the class. Don't trust markets, all right? Don't trust the markets, especially right now. Can it blow up? Yes, it could. It absolutely could. But we rather plan for the worst case scenario. So, hey, BT, what's up? For the junk box. Oh, see, I voted for my humps by BLKI pass, but Alexander get the vote. Oh man, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. For the joke box. Oh, see, I voted for my humps. I can take a double shout out to you, my friend. Really appreciate it. Quick reminder, smash that like and subscribe. Absolutely. B team, thank you really much. Thank you a lot for that super chat. Really appreciate it. You can also tag me, man. You can also tag me for my humps. By the way, I don't know. We can remember, I don't know if you were here where we're talking about maybe creating a new meme coin. I don't know. Maybe we can do something about it. I know Piper is not really fun to create a meme coin. I would like to, have fun with it. Not really pushing anyone to buy it because it's gonna be a rug pull in meme coin, right? But maybe we can have some fun. And we can do some airdrop, right? I don't know, just push like, I don't know what, dollar Solana meme coin, and maybe we can do kind of like a in-house currency, just to joke around. That'll be fantastic. I think that'll be cool. All right, but other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining today. Really appreciate it. You got it, but Alexander won, right? That time. Like a pass in the grade for karaoke. Oh, yeah, bro. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. And as always, see you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow, I promise you that it's going to be a very interesting day. I believe the markets are going to be out. So, Seth, again, sorry, bro. But it is what it is. Today, you got me on the slow point. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow.
Bitcoin is going to zero. Zero.